So you need high visibility ID that's customizable for a side job or a new gig that you're working, but you're on a budget. We've all been there before. Sometimes money's tight. There is a solution. All right, man, take a seat, buckle up. Ordinarily, we'd start with orientation of the car here, but we got calls pending, and we got to get to them. So, we're rolling. We're going to have to learn on the way. All right, today, I set the car. This is the 511 Tactical Packable Jacket. It runs about 30 bucks. I bought this 5 years ago to do a side job, and it's soldiered on for an awful long time. Currently, they're running printed with police or security at about $30. They come in 3 different colors that I'm aware of: black, blue, and green. I went with black because it's the color that goes with the most things and easily fits in with most environments that you go into. And I went with police because that's my primary designation. My agency allows me to use the accoutrements of my office when doing side jobs. The jacket's really lightweight. I wear this up until it's about 70 degrees. Down south, that might not be a great solution. Up north, it works pretty well. I bought it in a size large, and the size large kind of fits like an extra large, so if you have to, you can put a coat or a jacket underneath this and throw it on top. So it essentially makes, with the light weight of this, it can make just about any same or quasi-same color coat into an identification system. The screen printing on these 511 packable jackets, if you buy it straight from 511, is printed on in white reflective material, which has stayed reflective over 5 years with an awful lot of use. The awesome thing about this jacket is not just the price and the fact that it's lightweight and made a little large so that you can use it for a lot of different things, but that it packs up into its own pocket. And you can stow this just about anywhere. I keep this one in the trunk of my car. And since it's so cheap and I can keep one just about anywhere, I can put them in a bunch of different places. And then when I need identification for a side job, or when I'm just going to court and I'm wearing a shirt and a tie and I want ID coming in and out, or if I'm going to meet somebody on a follow-up for an investigation, I don't have to worry about whether or not I have something I can throw on that says police and clearly identifies me. I can throw this on. The great thing about this jacket with side jobs is that sometimes I get emergency side jobs where there isn't time because they need somebody, in 4 hours to hash out a uniform with them. And most places, this is perfectly acceptable. They're more than happy to have a guy come in wearing a raid jacket that says police to work security for them. So at an industrial side job where nobody's going to see me other than a bad guy, let's say a warehouse or a wrecking yard or a car dealership or something like that, I can throw my uniform pants on with a duty belt and my vest, throw this over the top so I get a lot more of the high visibility that I want. On higher end clients who don't want people to see a very strong security presence, or maybe an organization that doesn't want people to see that they have armed security. I've worked for some nonprofit organizations that deal with kids. They want to see that there's security there, and they want to see that it's competent security, but they don't want to see the armament. Throwing on a shirt and a tie and a nice pair of pants and a nice pair of shoes and my pistol and my badge and my everything else that I want to carry for the side job, but keeping it kind of slim and trim and throwing this over the top, conceals all the stuff people don't want to see, but clearly shows that it's the police working in their security detail. And so people are less likely to pick a fight with a uniformed police officer or someone who's clearly marked as a police officer and looks like they're somebody of authority. It's often said that officer presence is the first level of use of force. And this is a great officer presence item. One thing that I added to this that it didn't originally have with it is a piece of loop side Velcro on the left sleeve. And that's extra useful for when I'm working a detail and I need to put an ID patch on. I can use my Hazard 4 small ID patch, slide whatever ID there is for the event in there, and then I don't have things dangling around my neck. Or if I'm plain clothes for the day because I'm training someone and we have to get out on some sort of major incident like a car accident, I can put ID on myself that tells people why I'm there and in plain clothes and marked as the police, but I'm not taking an active role in the investigation and I'm just watching some uniform do his job. Or if I'm working security with some other organization or government entity, I can slap one of their patches on and be ID'd for working with that government entity. And a lot of times, organizations will hire police officers, hospitals for instance, will hire police officers to work their security details in addition to a private security company that they hire to work the day-to-day operations. The jacket comes with 2 exterior pockets that zip shut, a zipper down the middle, and there's a document pocket on the right chest that I really haven't found any use for. It's not even really, the material isn't really thick enough to even support a decent sized document. So I don't know why they include that. It could be deleted as far as I'm concerned and take a couple of bucks off the price, but at 30 bucks, I can't complain too much. The cuffs are elastized, but it's kind of generous, so it doesn't give you that constricting feeling on your wrists that I really don't like in a lot of jackets. There's no hood. There are little loops that 511 says you can use to hook a radio microphone. I don't know about that. All the radio microphones I have are far too heavy for this loop and kind of drag down the jacket. I guess if the jacket was on tight, you might be able to hook it on the loop and it would stretch to itself, but I've never found those to be useful for that. I have occasionally hung an ID tag from this, which works out all right if I have multiple IDs for an event. Or one time I was working for a chemical company that had a safety manual and a radio manual shrunk down and your ID and then an RFID chip card that I clipped to this, and that seemed to work all right. So all in all, we've got a very lightweight jacket that is easy to layer because it's sized large. It can be marked police, security, or they do custom markings on these when you order them from 511 or from whatever store you go and get it from. I added a little Velcro on the side, front and back as you can see, and I like it. It's worked out well. I bought this at $20. At $30, I wouldn't be upset with the purchase. And it all packs up. Just that easy. At 30 bucks, you can throw one in the trunk of your car, you can throw one in the trunk of the squad, you can throw one in the trunk of your wife's car, you can throw it in your go bag or your bug out bag or wherever you think at some point you might need ID. What I do is I rotate these. This one is my oldest one, it's 5 years old, and I'm gonna throw this in with the emergency kit in my wife's car, and I'm gonna buy a new one and put it in my car. Well, if you like that video, go ahead and subscribe, because there's a whole lot more to come. As soon as I finish up these calls, go 10-8. County 291. 291.